Today we're going to be checking out the 85th anniversary Venom and decide whether he's worth getting or not. So without further ado, let's crack him open. And here's Venom out of the box. Right off the bat, I think he looks really sick. I didn't have the previous Venom with this head sculpt, so I'm really happy to have it now. This long tongue and the shape of his eyes are just really sick. Love that head sculpt. I did have the animated Venom, so pretty much almost the same figure except with the animated head and the different articulation on the body. But there's one major gripe I have with this figure, but we'll get into that in a little bit. But let's have a closer look at his paint job. Okay, so starting off with his head here, we've got some paint on the gums, which looks really nice, and his teeth, I believe, are painted, if I can see close enough. Yeah, and then he's got his nice big disgusting tongue, which looks pretty good. It's got like that tongue texture, so that's cool. Are you guys fans with Venom with his tongue out, or do you like more of just, well, like his alternate head here? Do you prefer something like that? I think, I don't know, I kind of prefer the mouth kind of closed or partially open, but I like these eyes. So, I don't know, I'll think about how I want to display him. But the paint looks overall pretty good on the head. Going down to the body here, I don't know if you guys can pick it up on camera. It almost looks like it can use another layer of white paint. It's not too bad, but yeah, I feel like it could use maybe another layer. Then moving to the back here, looks like some of his spiders hidden in the butterfly joint here. So if you kind of pull it out, then you get the full symbol right there. There's a little bit of scuffs here. Might be hard to pick up on the camera. And then the rest of the figure looks pretty good. I mean, it's pretty much the same, except the diaphragm articulation right there. But basically, you guys probably know what to expect with this figure. For accessories, he comes with his alternate head here, which looks pretty good. And then he comes with his two fists. Okay, so for the articulation, I'll just show you the parts that have changed on this figure because we kind of know the rest. Starting off with my biggest gripe of this figure, the dumbbell joint. This thing does not move at all. You can't get Venom to look up. I'll put his head back on. Let me get the focus right real quick. That's as high as he's getting, which is pretty unfortunate, especially for a character like Venom. And that's as far down as you're getting. So yeah, I mean, he gets some attitude, but besides that, get my focus right again. Besides that, it's a major flop. So that's definitely my biggest gripe with this figure. They should have just kept the hinge that was there on the previous, I think the animated and the Venom 3-pack. I like ball joints, but let me show you how they're actually supposed to be done real quick. So this is a Mafex neck from I think the Symbiote Spider-Man, and if you can see, this thing moves around quite easy, and it's got a bend in it. And why that is because the ball joint down there, the other part of the dumbbell joint, is lifted higher. So it gives it that room to move around. Sorry, this one's just kind of stiff. I'll move that aside. As you can see with the Marvel Legends, that thing is so deep in there that it doesn't move. And I'm guessing they do that for safety reasons. They might have like a kind of a checklist they have to go through in order to get their figures out. But I mean, his fist, for example, is a choking hazard. So yeah, I don't know. I don't think there's really an excuse. I think they can improve that. So that's unfortunate. So that's my gripe with this figure. But we'll get on to the other bits of the articulation, which, yeah, we'll just skip everything else because everybody knows what to expect there. We've got his diaphragm articulation, which goes back about, get his arms out of the way. He can go back without the bottom waist crunch. It goes back about that far. and forward about that far. And then side to side, of course. It's not too loose. And then we got his lower ab crunch, which really helps out with the bending over. And how far back can he go? That's about, yeah, that's about as far back as he goes. And that's about it. That's kind of the big difference with this figure is the neck and the torso articulation. So that's pretty good. It goes pretty far forward and pretty far back, except it has that bit of a clicking sound, but whatever. So that is Venom's articulation. I think you could probably just get some blue tack and kind of blue tack his head if you want to get some cool photos. It's not the biggest deal, I guess, but I don't know. That should be fixed. And here's a quick size comparison with the Renew Your Vows Spidey and the newest Carnage that has come out. I still am not a fan of how small this Carnage is. Carnage should definitely be, I think, taller than Venom. I'm pretty sure he's taller than Venom, and he's most certainly taller than Spider-Man. But anyways, this is not about you, Carnage. This is about Venom. I do think these two look pretty sick together. Stay tuned for a video on this custom head for this Renew Your Vows Spidey. Okay, so final thoughts on Venom here. Aesthetically, he looks really sick. I love it. I love the head, love the shape of the body. Yeah, everything looks really good in the aesthetic department, at least for me. Obviously, its shortcomings is the neck. There's not really any articulation besides some tilt. So, do I think he's worth getting? Well, if you don't have Marvel Legends Venom already, and you like this buck for Venom, then yeah, definitely grab him. If the neck doesn't bother you that much. Like I said, for photos, you can use some blue tack and kind of position his head however. So that's not the biggest deal if you're a photographer. But if you do have this Venom or a Venom on this buck, except with the waist swivel and the ab crunch, then do I think you need to get this? Probably not. I think you can skip it. Unless you really just want that articulation in the torso, then maybe. But basically, if you have the prior Venoms, the 3-pack Venom or the animated Venom, you basically know what you're getting. So, if anything, the articulation is probably better on the previous Venoms. So, take that how you will. I got rid of my animated Venom a little while ago, so I did want another Venom to replace him. So I'm happy to get this one. And yeah, he'll be on my shelf, so I don't really care about the neck articulation. He'll be just kind of posing and looking cool and stuff on the shelf, so no big deal. Alright guys, I'll wrap the review up there. If you guys like this video, hit that like button, consider subscribing for more Marvel Legends reviews and other figure reviews. I'd greatly appreciate it. And yeah, I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace.